The thing that I love about skateboarding is that when you're doing it, everything drops away and it's just like your body and your mind and you're just focusing on that.
Skateboarding to me is my work and it's most of my friends. It's kind of my day-to-day. I get more out of skateboarding now than I used to because there's so many more elements to it.
Started skating in my early teens. What's that? Nearly 30 years of being in or around skateboarding, so it means everything.
I started my company out of probably the same reason that many skateboard companies have started, just out of a love of skateboarding. I never once imagined that it would turn into kind of what it has. The reasons that I started are still true to this day, which is love for skateboarding and all the bits and pieces that go with it.
Really just fell into it through skating, building our own ramps, just doing things for ourselves. Everything felt better if you did it for yourself. And it was just that sort of mentality, making some early prototypes and really people getting behind you and saying you could do something with that.
I learnt to surf before I started to skate, so my influence through skating was always based on like surf style and the transition of surf to skate. Just the early era of skateboarding was what I get the most stoked off. So I wanted to make some boards that were just the same as what they were then, just to see how it was to ride them. It strips it back to the rawness and the simplicity of just rolling and just getting stoked off of that.
So when I started skating, screen printed boards were still kind of on the scene. I think I fell in love with that kind of that look. Even though I've been doing it for years now, it still kind of fascinates me that it ends up looking so brilliant.
We are the only people that manufacture within the country, laminate from raw wood right up to the finished product. We're in England, we're competing with China and South America. For us, labour is the crux of our business. To compete at the level that some of the big factories are doing now, we're almost giving the product away. Any big orders would just tick the factory over and not actually make any profit. It's almost not worth competing. We're looking at a smaller scale supply.
Skateboarding, in any sense, isn't a gold mine. For most people, whether you're in production making boards or printing boards or doing graphics, there's only a certain amount of money you can charge because the market's only so big. You have to put a lot of energy in, and it's not cheap and it's not quick. Personally, I think if something isn't cheap and isn't rushed, then it's better, and I'm sticking to my guns on that.
When you're making your own stuff, it's way more expensive than if you just got a shipping container shipped over from China or something. Hitting those price points and the margins, it's pretty crippling. That's where I've found that I've run into difficulty, is just trying to compete with a massive factory where I'm one guy.
We're not strictly businessmen, so all our efforts have just been put into what can we do to make the board better. If it's a good product and it's made by an independent and it's competitive, you hope that people will get behind that. I kind of worry that most people just don't care. They don't consider that being independent to be a good or a bad thing. And is it? I mean, it doesn't really alter the way that you're skating in the end. But what it does do is connect you to something that's got roots. If you buy something that's independent, you're generally being connected through people of like-mindedness, I think.
It's really difficult being small and independent and trying to do things right, especially now with all this crossover with fashion and stuff. It's skateboarding is being appropriated everywhere and everyone's trying to take a piece of it. To small independent companies, you really are making a difference, because these people are trying to do things the right way and they're trying to support the skate community.
The other factor is that in London especially, you're kind of at the mercy of real estate, and we are in the process of getting kicked out of this place, which is a real shame. But it's not all bad. We're going to find another place and we're going to carry on as we do. It'll work out for sure.
I'm not taking a lot of money, I'm not earning a lot of money, but I'm earning a wage. I can be creative if I want. It's endless what I can do, every day. Some people dream of that, you know, so I've got to remember that.
I still haven't found a balance. I am just a workaholic through and through. It's just like there's nothing else I would rather be doing. I'm stoked to be able to say that, really.